Emma Brown was born on November 6, 1827, in Auburn, New York, to William and Rebecca Brown. When she was about 21 years old, Emma and her brother, Thurlow Weed Brown, became co-publishers and co-editors of the Cayuga Chief, a temperance newspaper published in their hometown. In 1856, they moved operations to Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, and shortly thereafter changed the newspaper's name to the Wisconsin Chief. Emma served as the Chief's principal editor and supplemented their income by operating a printing shop. When her brother died in 1866, she continued to edit and publish Fort Atkinson's first newspaper on her own. When W.D. Hoard first came to town in 1873, he turned to Brown to print his Jefferson County Union until he was able to raise the funds needed to buy his own printing plant, which he did about 10 years later. Originally devoted to upholding the ideal of temperance, under Emma's leadership, the Chief began to include more reform pieces, such as articles on prison conditions, factory conditions, and women's suffrage. At the time, most states gave men total control of women's property, wages, and children, but Brown's desire for women to be freed from such dependency was reflected in her articles and editorials. In an 1872 story highlighting accomplished women in journalism, the New York World said the following of Emma: "She possesses considerable ability, a keen, trenchant wit, and the same zeal and earnestness that distinguished Thurlow. She is a practical businesswoman, too, keeps her own books, collects her own bills, supports for office whomever she pleases, and in a pinch steps in the composing room and sets in type the editorial she has written. She is a self-poised, capable, dignified, sincere, earnest woman who respects herself and compels the respect and confidence of others." Emma continued to print the Chief until just before her death on June 4, 1889. When she died, it had been in publication for 40 years and was the oldest temperance newspaper in the United States, and the first to advocate for prohibition, making Emma the first successful female editor and publisher in Wisconsin.